I wanted to talk a little bit more about the coronavirus. I know there's a ton of information already online. There's good information, there's valuable information if you know where to look. There's also a boatload of, really bad info spreading online. Probably worse than the virus, actually. There's bad info, and it's bad if you follow that, or if you think that that's the truth. That that can lead to bad behaviors. So it's one thing if you believe in this stuff and you don't do anything about it, but it's another if your actions determine what you're doing based on what you believe, and that's usually what happens anyway. But all right, so should you be concerned about the coronavirus? Absolutely. It's not. A lot of people are saying, well, it's just like the flu, and the flu kills more than the coronavirus. That's true right now, probably, but if this extrapolates forward and we allow the deaths to accumulate, then the coronavirus will absolutely kill more people than the flu in a year. You can't do math on a year if you haven't reached the year. So those numbers are skewed. It's not accurate. I don't want to diminish the flu's capacity for killing people, because it does, and it's a serious illness. It could lead to respiratory failure, just like the coronavirus. So all right, the difference between the coronavirus and the flu is that it's novel. It's completely new to the human race. It wasn't, nature designs these viruses for a specific host typically, and the coronavirus was perfectly fine at home living in a bat, and then it's jumped to humans and it's found itself a better host with humans. Think about it. Bats huddle up in caves and they spread the virus to each other. What do we do? We don't huddle in caves, but we're a close species and we dominate the planet. So of course it's gonna spread like crazy within the human population. It's found a host with us. It's not going away. This isn't going away. I'm sorry to say that. Maybe some of you think that, oh, the virus is going to disappear and in a year everything's going to be fine. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I think positively, but I think rationally. This virus isn't going away. If that's the case, why is the flu with us forever? Why do we have to deal with vaccines every year? Why doesn't the flu just evaporate? It's not going to. Neither is this. This virus has found a host with humans. It's better than its original host with bats, because we dominate the planet in every single continent, every single aspect of land we live. The virus has reached, look at it, the virus has reached every single continent at this point. There's no escaping it. It's not like life's over. It's not like we can't manage living with this virus. We have to, at some point on a long enough timeline, you're either gonna come in contact with this virus, you're gonna have a strong enough immune system to either fight it off, or unfortunately you won't, or you wait for a vaccine, and hopefully there's antivirals, things of that nature to kind of help you beat this thing. But here's why it's so deadly, and here's some of the things that people might not know. This virus, like I said, it's they found it in bats for sure. I don't know if there was an actual reason or an actual study on to how it jumped from bats to humans. I haven't read too much about that, actually. I don't really know if it's been concluded. There's some theories and hypotheses about how it might have jumped from a bat to another intermediate animal host and then to us. But I don't really know if it's because people eat bat. I mean, you cook off the virus, maybe you cook off the virus, who knows, but whatever. We know that it came from bats and then it eventually jumped to humans somehow, some way. Okay, that's interesting, right? But why worry about where it came from? Okay, think about a bat. Its lifestyle is different than ours, and its immune system is far more resilient than ours. A bat, when it has this virus, typically it doesn't show any symptoms. It just hosts it. It just kind of lives with the virus, symbiotically. It's part of its lifestyle. It doesn't show any symptoms. It doesn't get sick. It doesn't kill it. And bats have a much better immune system than us. It's almost like we don't understand it. Science hasn't really done enough research into what the bat's immune system is, why it can host multitude of viruses like these coronaviruses, Ebola, things like that. So here's another interesting fact about a bat. Its internal body temperature rises when it flies. So it can get up to, I mean, you can look this up, I've read. So I mean, these are facts here. I don't want to scare anybody, but the internal body temperature of a bat can rise up to, I want to say, right under 106 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is basically simulating a fever, and that happens two to 4 times a day. So the virus has become accustomed to high temperature and fever. So when it comes in contact with people and we get a fever at about 101, 2, 3, whatever it might be, that doesn't do anything to the virus. Typically it would put a virus on its heels and kind of slow its reproduction. In this case, it doesn't. It's normalized. It's just, you know, it's temperature that it's used to. So I mean, that's kind of scary. I don't want to get this virus. I don't think any of you should want to go and get this virus. I'm sure all of you are, you know, taking precautions and keeping isolated. It's not a joke. I mean, yeah, your immune system probably could beat it, but you're only going to know that you couldn't when you need to get rushed to the hospital because you can't breathe. Do you know what I mean? Like, is it really worth the risk of trying to take on this virus that wasn't really designed by nature to infect humans? It just so happened to happen. You know, I don't know. That kind of scares me a little bit. I don't want to get this virus at all. I want to make sure that I'm safe, my family's safe. And you know, that's the way we can get through this, is you know, sticking together and just